Have you looked at the sky today and felt that something is very wrong up there? While many skeptics try to downplay it by saying it's just the effects of nature, an extremely controversial theory is dividing the internet. Could these lights in the sky be secret drones from Project Blue Beam designed to manipulate our perception, or alien spacecraft that have just arrived on Earth with sinister intentions? Comment below right now. Do you believe we are facing government manipulation, an alien invasion, or something beneficial for humanity? I want to see who will guess correctly. Pay close attention and watch this video until the end. The last mystery we are going to reveal to you today, a bizarre invisible barrier captured on video in the snow. It will make you question everything you know about our reality. You have to see it to believe it. A shimmering mystery. A post published a few months ago without any explanation is causing everyone to panic with a phenomenon that seems to have no end. Hundreds of twinkling lights streaked across the dark clouds above an American city. It wasn't just a dot or two, it was the entire sky glowing. As the camera pulls back to show the horizon, you realize how gigantic it is. The lights float over a super quiet neighborhood and seem to stretch as far as the eye can see. The most bizarre thing, no authority or official channel uttered a peep about what happened that night. A rain of snakes. A video began circulating on social media around March 19, 2026, drawing attention by showing what appeared to be numerous snakes falling from a cloudy sky, almost as if it were a rain. The images surprised viewers and quickly generated debate. Curiously, those appearing in the video demonstrate more curiosity than fear, despite the potential risk, since some could be venomous and the exact location not being confirmed. Even so, the person who posted it insists the event was real, which increased skepticism. Experts point to more plausible explanations, such as strong wind currents that could have carried animals from another area and dispersed them randomly. Other interpretations, some more speculative, suggest symbolic meanings or even something of unknown origin. Despite the scare and the strangeness of the situation, there were no reports of injuries and everyone present remained safe. Midnight disturbance. In the middle of the night, the peace ended with intense flashes of light and deafening rumbles coming straight from the sky. It wasn't ordinary thunder, it was something far more sinister. She wasn't the only one. Quickly, the street filled with curious and frightened neighbors, all trying to understand if the sky was falling or what was happening. The initial theory was that it was a fault at the local power plant, but authorities quickly ruled that out. With no airplane lights, no storm, and no explanation from the power plant, the event simply ended, leaving behind an unsettling silence and no answers. Weird shine. The video shows a kind of colorful circle in the sky with rainbow colors, but with a bizarre detail. The colors seemed to curve inward and fold back on themselves. It wasn't an ordinary rainbow. It looked like a portal forming in the air. The footage was shared in its entirety and shows the phenomenon glowing for several seconds before simply dissipating and disappearing into the blue. While more down-to-earth people believe it's a very rare atmospheric effect, many were puzzled by the circular shape and the strange movement of the colors. Dividing objects. What began as a bright point falling rapidly has turned into a mystery that even science hasn't yet explained. At first, it seemed like just one single object crossing the night sky, but then, out of nowhere, it broke into several smaller pieces, all with the same intense brightness. Up to that point, it could have been space debris breaking apart, right? This is where things get strange. Instead of the pieces continuing to fall until they disappear, they stopped. They stabilized in the sky and remained there, floating without any visible engine or wings. The sighting was widespread. Many people took photographs, but so far, no one has given an official explanation. The mystery continues to unfold. Seeing something fragment and then freeze in mid-air defies all logic as we know it. If it's human technology, someone is way ahead of our time. If not, good, we'd better keep an eye on the sky. Weird cloud effect. Residents of Tupelo, Mississippi reported an unusual sight in the sky at dusk on January 29, 2025. As night fell, a large cloud formation appeared to descend, taking the appearance of an object releasing dense waterfalls, resembling water cascading from above. What was most striking was the fact that the formation remained practically stationary without dissipating quickly like ordinary clouds. This ended up attracting even more curiosity among those who observed it. While some considered the phenomenon merely a rare atmospheric event, others saw it as something more difficult to explain. To this day, the recording continues to generate different interpretations. Plasma arc. Imagine the scene. Your neighborhood is already suffering from heavy flooding, submerged streets and destroyed infrastructure, and then you look up at the sky and see a fireball. Huge. That's exactly the apocalyptic scene that residents of St. Petersburg, Florida captured on video. In the midst of the cloudy sky and underwater roads, a bright sphere appeared hovering over the flooded area. The sight was bizarre and seemed to have come straight out of a science fiction movie. The video went viral on the internet, and the most accepted theory was that it was a plasma arc. Basically, the storm must have knocked branches onto high-voltage power lines, creating that eerie luminous effect. Although science points to power lines, many people who saw the images weren't 100% convinced. The way the light moved and hovered left a feeling of something's more unusual here. Giza beam. If you needed proof that the pyramids hold ancient secrets, this video is for you. A team of researchers captured a moment that seems to have been rehearsed for millennia. The moon put on a private show right above Egypt. In the midst of dense clouds, the moon broke through and projected a super-concentrated beam of light. Where did it hit? Exactly at the top of the Great Pyramid. The precision was so absurd that the internet started theorizing immediately. While official history says they're just tombs, this event has reignited an old debate. Many researchers are exploring the idea that the pyramids, they worked like an old power plant with super complex underground structures that we still don't fully understand. Was it just an optical phenomenon, or is there something in the pyramid structure that pulls this kind of connection? Science continues to explore, but the dramatic visual left everyone breathless. Seeing a pyramid glow intensely with a beam of moonlight isn't something you see every day. Whether they were power plants or tombs, one thing is certain. Those guys knew how to build something that still draws attention today, whether on Earth or in the sky.
Fish taking a bath.
Traffic was flowing normally until, out of nowhere, hundreds of fish began plummeting from the clouds along with the water. In a few seconds, the road turned into a surreal scene, filled with fish thrashing about everywhere. Imagine the look on the faces of whoever was driving. Everyone slammed on the brakes, trying to figure out if it was a mirage or if the sea had decided to change location. While some curious onlookers got out of their cars to see up close if they were real fish, others stayed inside, just filming the madness, unable to believe what their eyes were seeing. Colorful orbs. Two bright streaks of different colors appeared in the sky, flying low and in total synchronization. From a distance, it even looked like a modern aircraft, but the movement was too precise. Out of nowhere, the lights converged. The moment they touched, the red and blue colors mixed and turned into a vibrant purple. It was as if the lights had fused into a single object. Those who saw it up close swore it wasn't conventional technology. The impression was that they were orbs of energy or an unidentified aerial phenomenon playing with the colors in the Florida sky. Ring of fire. A huge, bright circle appeared suspended in the sky, radiating an intense, flaming light. The shape was so perfect that it didn't seem natural at all. People swore it looked like a portal opening in our atmosphere. The most bizarre thing is that inside this ring, several clouds were swirling around, as if they were hiding or protecting something. Something was up there in the center. It gave the feeling that something was about to come through. The phenomenon was captured from multiple angles in photos and videos, which only added to the mystery. It wasn't a sightseeing glimpse, it was a complete spectacle that lasted long enough for everyone to panic. Mysterious debris. Forget about meteors or ordinary space debris that enters and explodes. These objects appeared to be grazing the atmosphere, as if they were maneuvering or choosing where to land, rather than simply falling through. Since no one explained what it was, the strong rumor is that it wasn't ice or metal, but rather alien spacecraft arriving here with decidedly unfriendly intentions. The atmosphere became even more tense when space agencies ruled out any connection to known missions. In other words, if it's not ours and it's not a meteor, what's left? The brilliance of the farmland. A farmer, already known for reporting unusual phenomena regarding crop circles on his property, claimed to have managed to record something on video this time. Dated March 20th, 2026, the footage shows an intense light descending towards the ground and then abruptly rising back into the sky. Skeptics suggest more conventional explanations, such as a possible atmospheric phenomenon, for example, ball lightning. However, for others, the way the light moves with apparent precision seems unusual. Without independent verification of the recording's authenticity, the episode remains open to interpretation, raising more questions than answers about what was actually captured. Radiant object. The video captures a powerful beam of light descending from the night sky, but the detail that baffled everyone was that the light formed stripes, creating geometric patterns that seemed to touch the ground. In the images, you can see the residents divided. While some rushed to film every second, others didn't hide their concern that something very serious or otherworldly was happening. Of course, the internet doesn't forgive. Some people are swearing it was the beginning of an alien invasion, others betting on secret, state-of-the-art military tests, and there are even those who suggest aerial phenomena that science hasn't even named yet. Mysterious lightning bolt. On February 3, 2024, residents of Ludwigsburg, Germany, reported seeing an intense green flash of light crossing the sky, with the appearance of something descending towards the ground. The unusual light, described by some as resembling a laser beam, quickly attracted attention and generated various speculations, while some raised hypotheses involving rare atmospheric phenomena, military activity, or even more improbable explanations. Others pointed to the lack of concrete data as the main obstacle to any conclusion. Similar reports were later recorded in Turkey, although also without confirmation or identified origin. To date, with limited evidence and no verified source, the nature of the phenomenon remains without a definite explanation. Shadow hovering. The silhouette stood there, motionless, for several seconds. No lights, no engine noise, no drones, nothing. It was just a dark, mysterious shape that seemed to be watching everything. It wasn't just one person who saw it. Residents from various parts of the city confirmed that the strange shape was indeed there, parked on the mountain, before disappearing without a trace. The images were shared exactly as they were recorded, which only increased the panic and curiosity. If it's not editing, what could project such a shadow without being physically present? Seeing a giant stain like that on the mountain without knowing what's causing it is chilling. If it's a portal or a camouflaged spacecraft, our interdimensional neighbors need to adjust their brightness. Fireballs falling. Fireballs were seen in California, Nevada, Arizona, and even Ohio. Basically, the entire country had a free light show. The most bizarre case happened in Texas. A space rock of almost a ton went through the roof and ceiling of a house, landing right in the living room. Imagine the shock of whoever was watching TV. While science mailed us to say that everything is fine and that this frequency is normal, the internet didn't quite buy that idea. There's a group of people convinced that they're not just rocks, but rather the arrival of extraterrestrials parking around here. Disturbed crows. Thousands of crows crisscrossed the city skyline at once. It wasn't just a few birds, it was a moving, dark mass that left everyone speechless and with their phones in their hands. As expected, the video went viral. The intensity of the birds' movements amidst the buildings created a dramatic visual that no one could ignore. This is where things get interesting. While science suggests it may simply be a rare natural phenomenon, many people immediately turned to folklore and legends, claiming that so many crows together are a sign that something bad is about to happen. Seeing the sky taken over by crows always sends a shiver down your spine, doesn't it? In folklore, they are messengers of destiny, but so far no one has confirmed any catastrophe. It may have just been a condominium meeting of the birds that went very well. Column of smoke. In Nevada, near the so-called Area 51, a dark and unusual column was captured on video emerging from the ground. The formation appeared unstable, with irregular contours and constantly changing shape as if it were in motion on its own. There were no official reports of incidents related to the phenomenon, which increased the strangeness surrounding the images. The apparition, recorded in isolation, left viewers intrigued and uneasy. Some suggest natural explanations, such as dust devils or rare atmospheric effects. Others point to the fact that it occurred near a military installation known for its secrecy as a reason for distrust and speculation. Without confirmation or additional data, the record remains open to interpretation and without a conclusive explanation. Silhouette of the sky. It all began with a dark cloud slowly forming, but the shock came soon after. Within it, a lighter shape emerged with an outline that strongly resembled a human figure. A clever photographer managed to use a zoom lens and captured the exact moment when this figure appeared to be resting on the cloud. The outline was so sharp that the photo went viral in minutes. The science crowd quickly stepped in to explain that it was all just light distortion and random cloud patterns, the famous pareidolia. But on the internet and in the streets, the theory that gained traction was different. Many people are convinced it was a figure angelic. So far, no one has made a definitive statement. While some seek logic in physics, others prefer to believe they saw something extraordinary floating over the province of Hormuzgan. Seeing a person made of light on top of a cloud is something that people don't ignore. Whether it's a quirk of nature or something supernatural, the image is one of the most impressive in recent times and makes us wonder, what else is the sky hiding? Given so many disturbing reports, the question remains, what is really happening on our planet? Could all of this be nothing more than rare natural events, or are we actually being observed by something much bigger? Leave your opinion. Comment below which of these mysteries impressed you the most. I read and reply to all comments. Subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy learning about the world's curiosities and mysteries, click the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. Leave a like. This greatly helps our channel grow and bring you more content like this. Thank you so much for watching until the end, and until the next mystery.